Good afternoon, friends. I am Hardip Singh Kingra. Today we will talk about controlled environment agriculture and the protected cultivation. When we talk about controlled environment agriculture, it is basically we control everything. Everything includes the temperature, the humidity, the carbon dioxide concentration, the oxygen concentration, the soil temperature, the light, everything. But it is very difficult to attain. Normally, what we practice in our country is the protected cultivation, where we protect our crops from different vagaries of nature, say the heavy rains, say the heavy winds, say the hailstorm, say the night temperature in the winters. So all your polyhouses are nothing but protected cultivation. Now there is a difference in protected cultivation in the western world or in the temperate countries, both in the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere, and in our country. In northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere, in the temperate areas, it is basically the cold temperature which is required to be controlled, and it is the easiest thing to do by use of polyhouses, by use of glass houses, by use of greenhouses, because the natural sunlight is used to control the temperature or to increase the temperature. But in our country, where we have moderate winters, not very severe except in some Himalayan states, we have the moderate winters. And in moderate winters, the temperature doesn't go too much below. So what we do is we heat up our polyhouses and grow our crops. But the biggest problem arises in two seasons in our country. One is the hot summers, where the temperature outside sometimes goes to 46 degrees centigrade, which means within the polyhouse it will cross even 50 degree. And during the rainy season, when the humidity crosses 70-80%, or sometimes it touches the 100% scale also. Now, all efforts in our country under the protected cultivation should have been made how to cool the polyhouse, because heating the polyhouse in winter is not an issue. You just lower the curtains in the night, draw the overshed nets, or you can simply close everything and the sunlight will heat your polyhouse, or the crop inside will get warmth. Whereas in summers, how to cool the polyhouse? Some people have used the fan and pad system, which results in humidity and very high power bills. Sometimes people resort to the fogging system, which is again very heavy on power, number one, and number two, that the water falls in the form of a droplet. If you look at the recommendations of various people, those who supply the equipment for the fogging system, they say you run the pulse for 15 seconds. Now, how can you run the pulse for 15 seconds in a fogging system is anybody's guess. We tried in our polyhouse, but we failed miserably. And if we run it for a longer time, then there is water everywhere, but polyhouse still doesn't cool down perfectly. So in our polyhouse, we have devised a methodology by using misting fans along with the misting system, where the high pressure is yielded into the tubes and there are fine misting which blows for 1 minute, then stops for 2 minutes, comes for 1 minute, stops for 2 minutes. It is how it goes for the whole day. And then this simple process is controlled by a thermostat at 35 degrees centigrade. When the temperature goes at 35 degrees centigrade, we don't control the humidity. Temperature goes at 35 degrees centigrade, the entire misting system is fired. And when the temperature comes down to 34 degrees centigrade, the misting system stops its own. Whenever you are to draw the shade curtains on the top of your crop, we have devised a methodology that when our misting system will start functioning in the morning, we will put the shade nets on. And when our misting system stops in the evening, we will remove our shade nets from the crop. This is the simple methodology we have adopted, but the misting system is the most useful system. I fail to understand. I do not understand this completely, why our universities and various research institutions have not tried their level best to cool down the polyhouses. Another point, that we put the shade net inside the polyhouse. When the ambient temperature of the polyhouse goes to 45 degrees centigrade or 46 degrees centigrade, then putting a shade net goes infructuous. So people should have designed the polyhouses in such a fashion that the shade net should have been above the polyhouse so that the ambient temperature of the polyhouse should not be that high as 46 or 48 degrees centigrade. Once the shade is there on the polyhouse, then the polyhouse will certainly be cooled. We are doing this experiment. We are yet to design how the polyhouse can be shaded from outside, because the problem is again high winds and some other vagaries of the nature, except like the ultraviolet radiations. We will talk about this in our next video. So whenever you start having your polyhouse or you want to think of the protected agriculture, then please bear it in mind that you will have to spend some time, some money, some effort for cooling down your polyhouse rather than heating your polyhouse in this part of the world. Thank you very much, and we will see you in the next video on some other topic.